In the beginning, when God created the universe, the earth was formless and desolate. The raging ocean that covered everything was engulfed in total darkness, and the power of God was moving over the water. And God commanded, "Let there be light." When light appeared, God was pleased with what he saw. Then he separated the...
And more from WPC after these headlines. The so-called Star Wars laser project proceeds on its schedule. Today, the developers of the anti-missile satellite, a spacecraft that would use a laser which produces a very narrow beam of intense light to destroy an enemy's nuclear ICBM, said that their latest tests have proved that it is possible to generate enough power from a laser to accomplish the assigned task.
And the light appeared. God was pleased with what he saw. Then he separated the light from darkness, and he named the light day and the darkness night. Evening passed and morning came. That was the first day. Then God commanded, "Let there be a dome to divide the water and to keep it in two separate places." And it was done. So God made the dome, and it separated the water under it from the water above it. He named the dome Sky.
Protests held a rally today at the landfill site in East Brunswick Township, where refuse from several northern New Jersey communities is to be dumped. Several people tried to block the road, causing a short delay of the trucks delivering the trash. 12 people were arrested on trespassing charges. The State Highway 18 was tied up for hours. The protesters were not only complaining about the garbage from other communities, but also the possibility of pollution of the groundwater supply used by the nearby towns.
And so evening passed and morning came, and that was the second day. And God commanded, "Let the water below come together in one place, so that the land will appear." And it was done. He named the land Earth, and the water which had come together he named Sea. And God was pleased with what he saw.
Yesterday, 3 large corporations were fined more than $1.4 million for dumping untreated and toxic waste into the Ohio River. Investigators proved that the 3 as yet unnamed companies have dumped 2.4 million gallons of untreated waste and toxic chemicals in the river over the last 15 years.
Then he commanded, "Let the earth produce all kinds of plants, and those that bear grain and those that bear fruit." And it was done.
Reporters from the famine-stricken area of Ethiopia state at least 3 food convoys have been attacked by rebel forces within the last week. One such convoy is said to have been completely destroyed. A rebel spokesperson claimed that the convoys were recently carrying weapons and ammunition for government forces to put down the rebellion.
So the earth produced all kinds of plants. And God was pleased with what he saw. Evening and morning came, and that was the third day. Then God commanded, "Let lights appear from the sky to separate day from night, and to show the time when days, years, and religious festivals begin. They will shine in the sky to give light to earth." And it was done. So God made 2 larger lights, the sun to rule over the day, and the moon to rule over the night. He also made the stars.
In a report released earlier this week, a researcher at the University of Miami, Florida, shows that the overexposure to the sun not only can increase your chances of skin cancer, but can also increase your chances of other types of cancer.
He placed the lights in the sky to shine on the earth, to rule over the day and night, to separate the light from darkness. And God was pleased with what he saw. Evening passed and morning came. That was the 4th day. And God commanded, "Let the water be filled with many kinds of living beings. Let the air be filled with birds." So God created the great sea monster, all kinds of creatures that live in the water, and all kinds of birds.
The U.S. Navy had to intervene with a Greenpeace protest almost got out of hand today. The demonstration was arranged to draw attention to the overharvesting of whales in the North Pacific Ocean by Japan. The small fleet of protest vessels were blocking the harbor entrance at the home port of the Japanese whaling fleet. The Navy ordered the boats to leave, which caused a shouting match. However, the protesters eventually backed off and allowed the whaling vessels to pass. No injuries were reported. A Greenpeace spokesperson later admitted that the protest had gone further than anticipated.
And God was pleased with what he saw. He blessed them all and told the creatures that live in the water to produce and fill the sea. He told the birds to increase in number. Evening passed and morning came. That was the 5th day. And God commanded, "Let all the earth produce all kinds of animal life, domestic and wild, large and small." And it was done.
Statistics released last month show that Americans consume approximately 79.8 pounds of beef each year.
So God made them all, and he was pleased with what he saw. Then God said, And now we will make human beings, and we will be just like us, in our image. And they will have power over the fish, the birds, and all animals, domestic and wild, large and small.
An apparent domestic dispute erupted yesterday in a tragedy in the quiet New Jersey town of Maurice Plains. A man beat and then shot his wife to death and wounded his 4-year-old son. A 6-year-old daughter who ran to a neighbor for help was uninjured. 28-year-old Joseph Brown was arrested several hours later at a bar he had frequented.
So God created human beings, making them like himself. He created them male and female, blessed them and said, "Many have children, so your descendants will be all over the earth, and bringing it under their control. I am putting you in charge of the fish, the birds, and all the wild animals. I provided all kinds of grain and all kinds of fruit for you to eat."
A gunman was arrested early this morning after wounding an African-American shoppers in the downtown area of Charleston, South Carolina. During a 20-minute shooting spree, the man Charles Smith, a member of a neo-Nazi group, yelled to the reporters, "God told me to do it," as he was being taken away by police.
But for all the wild animals and for the birds, I provided grass and leafy plants for food, and it was done. And God looked at everything that he had made, and he was very pleased. Evening passed, the morning came. That was the 6th day. And so the whole universe was completed. By the 7th day, God finished what he had been doing and stopped working.
More WPC news after this message. Woodbridge Center, New Jersey's leading indoor mall, announces extended shopping hours on Sunday. Yes, now you can shop every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
And he blessed the 7th day and set it apart as a special day, because by that day he completed his creation and stopped working. And that is how the universe was created. Then the Lord God made the man fall into a deep sleep. And while he was sleeping, he took out one of man's ribs and closed up the flesh. He formed a woman out of the rib and brought her to him. Then the man said, "At last, here is one of my own kind, bone taken from my bone and flesh from my flesh. Woman is her name. She was taken out of man."
A man was arraigned today for sexually abusing children at the daycare facility where he was working. Later reports indicated that he may have been sexually abusing his daughter, now 9, for the last 4 years.
And that is why man leaves his father and mother and is united with his wife, and they become one. The man and woman were both naked, but they were not embarrassed. May God add to our understanding of the reading from his word.
And those are the headlines from WPC Newsroom. Good night.